Hey, Gradient. Thanks for coming out. Nope. Over there. There we go. What? Bye.
This container right here, I have some dirt. However, if I begin
shirting. How do I... Just send me an invite. It'll be easier that way. Oh! Oh, that's fun. Holy shit. I forgot how awesome that is.
Oh, shit.
Snap! Is that Bisquaddle?
No.
Bisquaddle!
Hey, man.
Hello.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Hey.
President
It's been a while since we've heard your voice, man. You're like a rare ergo around here.
Quick question. Are you sharing your voice? Are you sharing your chat?
Oh god, how do I check?
So it shows up in the stream so we don't sound like we're just some crazy people laughing.
See, that's my major plan, is to make sure
We
that
are
you
kind of
all
crazy people
look
laughing.
a little crazy.
No, I just checked. He is sharing.
Okay, good.
There we
Nice.
go.
Nice.
How you been,
And-
man?
I'm just busy. Just doing work.
Ah.
I can
Fair
imagine.
enough. I've been
All
busy
work and no
myself.
play. All work and no play makes us puppets.
I'll work and hopefully makes Jack a dull boy.
No puppets. That's a new saying now. It's been
Let me get a
reimagined.
sawtooth wheel.
I like how I'm still so off vibe. Everybody's getting ready for Liza P DLC and I'm playing Enter the Gungeon.
Geppetto genocided everyone out of love and a broken heart. Yep. He's a horrible father. I'm gonna send him to his grave.
He's trying to make up for lost time.
As his child, it's my duty to send him to his grave.
You can perfect block it.
Cool. Which
the
one?
suicide chicks.
Oh, you mean those those Harlequin ones?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not gonna wait for them to block me. I just use my puppet string and then hit them first. I'm already learning cold some, method of combat. Attack first, figure out later.
Oh gosh. I rush at
It
them
works.
I
It
rush at
works.
them.
I didn't think it was possible to perfect block that.
I think unlike Sekiro, you can pretty much perfect block anything.
Where am I gonna go now? Here we go. Let's go to chapter 3. Let's go to the factory and wreck some more puppets. And I've not yet leveled up my weapon. Wow.
For the love of all that is good and sweet, I'm actually going to Google how to do
Hey,
this quest.
Eli, what's up, man? I
I've
missed
been
you.
stuck here too
How you
long.
been, cuz?
I know Pasquaddle's playing Enter the Gungeon right now.
What's he playing?
Enter the Gungeon.
Okay.
I think you can get it too if you are the highest tier PS Plus.
Oh yeah.
Shorty
said
pulled
you-
out a cane, bro. Did you see that? She pulled
Which
that
one, the
shit out
main-
her ass.
The maid puppets?
Yeah, they,
yes, and she
they
started,
do.
yeah, she started whipping
Yeah.
walls with it.
Is that actually a cane? I initially thought it was more like
it's a cane.
I initially thought that it was more like those
Oh,
ruler
I
sticks that
cannot see
teachers will
that.
use.
I thought the exact same thing. I thought the
About
exact
to
same
tear
thing.
me up with that motherfucker cane,
Oh
yeah?
my god.
That shit was crazy.
Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
Let's see.
Guess what I got?
I've only got one throwing cell left.
I got my first Legion plug. I think it's time
Yeah,
for me
I'm
to start
gonna look
learning
up how to do
Aegis.
this quest.
You ready, Jade?
And you're down.
What am I
Let's see,
doing?
The Laughing Bandits.
I gotta learn your playstyle.
Run for your life.
And
No?
her playstyle
Aegis.
is what? Oh,
Aegis.
that.
Oh,
The Aegis
snap!
Shield Legion arm. Okay.
He's using the Aegis shield.
No, you said I had to use the Aegis shield.
Yes.
Yep, we
I thought
did.
I thought you would have been using it earlier.
You get your first Legion plug kinda late, sir.
Don't worry, Aegis Shield grows on you.
Come on. Bitch.
Okay. Get this item here. And then let's play.
Wait a minute, let me go to whose channel for a bit and look at this.
Come on, big guy. Show me your moves.
Come on.
Let's see. Who else?
I have like no strength whatsoever.
Ow. Ow.
My
Okay.
character is
Cheap
so
shots.
weak.
Wait, who are you? Yeah, you are streaming. Okay.
I beat the nameless puppet, by the way.
Nice one.
Let me see.
I
don't
beat it
wanna
Jade
deal
style.
with these guys
Okay.
Sticking to brand is always a good thing.
It is.
right there.
I even mixed it up a little bit. But it's my MO to use throwables towards the end of their health bar.
Yeah, but who else just used the full?
Ow.
Who else is planning to use two full?
You're getting a lot of cheap shots on me, my friend. Bye-bye.
At least I'm in a better outfit for the
Okay.
cutscene.
I have no more puppet string.
No, I hate this one puppet.
Come over here.
Oh, I have C4. Oh my god. Ooh, no.
Alright, stop throwing
So why
things
hasn't
and
anybody?
get over here.
So why hasn't anybody invented C5?
Because we, as Americans, cannot figure out a bigger explosion that won't kill us.
Okay.
As Americans, we always have to start in the beginning.
Oh boy.
I think C4 is actually invented by like Russians or something, so I don't think that's actually accurate. I'm sorry.
Been good. That's good to hear, bro.
Oh, so I should be asking that question to the Russians, not the Americans. Good to know. My apologies, I didn't know I was asking the wrong party.
Russians have been too busy crafting wonder weapons.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I
bro.
don't. I don't
the
need
wonder
the reverse
waffle.
I hated Ronin Kenshin's reverse sword.
Oh, this is Patricia.
Her first sword is kind of cool, but then again, it's not.
I think I got it.
Patricia is not bad.
Reverse sword just looks ass.
Yeah, Patricia's not bad when you have a normal build.
It really does look ass.
No, it's like get backstab. Straight.
Get over here.
Well,
all the stalkers, you can do that.
I figured out with Patricia, you can just stick to her.
No,
you
you're
can
not
just
gonna
dodge
throw it
to
at
your
me.
right. But I'm not trying to master it. You can just stick to. You can just keep dodging to your right, and you'll avoid a lot of Patricia's hits consistently.
He puts the ergo into her. Sophia.
It puts
To
the
bring
air
you
down
to
and
life.
Ross gets the hose again.
Wait a minute.
Who was that?
There it
Mini
is.
boss again? The white lady?
Patricia.
That's
No,
Patricia.
No.
Yeah.
No, the one the mini boss that you fight after the Wabbit Brotherhood.
Yeah, Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia
Oh,
Corday.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
This
Patricia.
is the one in the opera house at Alina.
Yeah, that one. The mini opera house.
Adelina Corday.
My first fight with her was actually a bit trivial, to say the least.
Well, she's not doing no more damage to me, so I could care less.
I managed to land a lot of backstabs on her,
Really?
so that made the fight a bit more easy.
My brother
I
says
broke a weapon.
the white lady is Coke.
Paracelsus. Turns out Paracelsus is an actual figure, an alchemist.
Yes, he was
pharmacist.
an actual alchemist in pharmacist. He was an actual alchemist in real life. His full name was Philippus Paracelsus.
Ow. I don't like this one puppet, to be honest.
Okay.
Come on. Keep attacking.
Okay, big guy, your turn.
Just healing your face.
So he's looking for Dorothy.
Ow.
But it shows that by the end that she's in Croft. Or she's just arrived at Croft. I'm interested to see how combat is going to be with her.
I'm still 100% interested in why. Whoa, I found a secret chamber. But why is everybody so anti-Wizard of Oz when it comes to the Liza P genre, right? Or the Liza P story right now?
I think
What do you
they're
mean,
confused.
anti-Wizard of Oz?
I think they're confusing the fact that maybe they thought it was light and fluffy stories. It really was already kind of a dark story.
I mean, yeah.
So it probably plays on their
Oh
childhood
my
of seeing the
God,
Disney versions
I
of
lost.
stuff.
It just seems natural, though, right? Like, we already have a character named Belle who showed up in, like, Liza P. So I'm like,
Yeah.
are you
Belle? Who's Belle again?
Belle was the one who has a side mission where you go and find her partner.
Her partner? Yeah.
Atkinson.
And
Oh, right, Atkinson.
and I was
I
like,
lied to her and told her he ran away.
are you sure this isn't just Wizard of Oz? Just being retold in a different way? And I would like it.
It's two mesh stories into one. With a side of alchemy and other stuff.
So, Liza P. Okay, so we got Pinocchio, Wizard of Oz.
He's not Pinocchio. You can never say that in Reddit.
He is.
You can
Reddit
never.
can kiss my ass.
You can never say
How
that
come?
because people will,
I
like
do not respect
riot.
Reddit. That's their business, not mine. What does that have to do with me?
Well, I'm just saying every time I've ever tried to push that narrative where I'm like, you know what if there was a cowardly lion and a straw man? They're like, no, that's not possible.
I'm dead.
Bro,
Oh, I live. Never mind.
listen,
I'm not dead.
listen to me, right? The last time I checked, Reddit is a cesspool of degenerates. I will not take them seriously.
You know what? I
Well
like
told.
that. I'm just
Well told.
No, I'm serious. Like the way they react, to certain things, the way they have reacted to me in certain things, I do not fuck with Reddit.
oh my god, you've been around Reddit?
Yes,
That needs to be its
Enough
own
that-
side story on its own. We need lore.
I got banned from a Reddit group.
You got banned for life.
Yeah, I got permabanned.
I mean, I've done that once or twice.
Did I ever do this mission?
I mean,
mean-
it was enough that they were disagreeing with me. But when I maintained my stance, they banned me. So that's when I came to the conclusion, and I'm not the only person. Reddit is a cesspool.
It's always been.
I mean-
it's
I would have to agree with what Cold is saying. I mean, I've never used Reddit that much, but from what I've been reading online about, about Reddit, the odd things that you would find there, not like I would go searching there anyway, but would coincide with why Cold is saying it's a cesspool of such things.
To put it into better perspective, right? The main issue is that
No, not this
it's
puppet
kind
again.
of an echo chamber. Yes, maybe now and then you will find somebody
Ow.
who you can
didn't hit
reason and talk with, but a lot of the times with Reddit, if you say something that is perfectly reasonable, but they don't agree with it, or they think, nah, it should be that way, you're just gonna get a whole bandwagon of hate on you.
That
Oh,
is
that
very
one.
true.
Willing to stop and just say, you know what, I don't agree with you, but let me hear your argument. Nah, you're not gonna get that. I've gotten that on YouTube a lot of times.
Yeah, you will
There's
never
just-
be able to agree to
Yeah.
disagree
There's
in
just
that
so
situation.
many people like that. They can't have a civil discussion without throwing a tantrum.
That's true.
It feels like
I mean,
everybody in the Reddit, like, it feels like when you're in a certain Reddit group, everybody in the group has this herd mentality, so to say.
Oh, I'm dying.
Oh wait, that hit me from that far.
Yeah.
She has half a rapier.
And that's where that's where you get a lot of
Like-
keyboard warriors who will start hating on you because your opinion will differ from theirs, and then they will just, if they can't try to influence you, then they will just try to get people to hate on you.
It's like people.
just like Mighty Keith would say. They can do that because why? It's just so easy to stay behind of a computer or front of a screen and act like you're the most moral person ever.
I
There's
think
a
they
lot of
just
people
can't
who do that.
handle the truth. It's like they have to gaslight themselves to avoid the truth of it. Like a lot of
Ow.
these.
I hate the shield guy.
I gotta put my lead-in plug on, man. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I
Make that shield. Make that
practically
shield, son.
completed this game, so I'm gonna go hug the cat.
Ah.
Again.
I have to hug the cat, and then I'm gonna play the
Again.
piano on here.
Again.
Let's not forget she got denied cat.
Yeah, I got my fill of cat.
She got cat denied. It's not even her fault.
Ow.
That cat's probably running away from Jade. You touch me too much, damn it.
The cat now has jade phobia.
Oh my goodness.
Jade phobia.
They probably heard a Jade splain too much.
Jade splain.
Oh, wrong move.
That's gonna be my new
There we go.
podcast. Let's Jade splain this, okay?
That's pretty good.
I'm fairly certain the name alone will garner a lot of attention.
Jade
still
splain.
I'm still surprised it didn't get lit up after the what was it? Dark Souls is worse, or Elden Ring is worse than Lies of P, I thought you were gonna explode after that. I was like, there's no way.
Oh, you mean that video that she released months ago?
That
Oh,
every
my goodness.
yeah, that one. I was like,
I had to
wow.
unlist it because I was
She
like, I got a
probably-
headache.
She probably would have if she kept on
Ow.
rage farming.
You should have kept going with that one. I would have loved it.
I'm like, I rambled for 45 minutes of how much I hate Elden Ring and Sekiro. Because I didn't just mention Elden Ring.
Only to
I had
then
to-
go back and complete Sekiro.
I did, and I
beat
still
you.
hate it. I set it ablaze in my mind like it was
Ow.
no tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, yeah, I put it out. Everyone will see that, and it's like, oh shit. It was like the most off tangent ramble I did, and you know that's probably just the most authentic version you'll
Ow.
get from me.
I mean, it was pretty
point.
solid to me. I thought it was great. I didn't go into the comments at all, though. So I was like, when Cold, Who, and fucking Gale just went in and started, like, brigading, I thought that was great.
That video, it didn't take
Ow.
it didn't take 24 hours, and it was just loaded
That's
with
because
comments.
like everybody thinks that you're not entitled to your own fucking opinion these days, bro.
I've had people. I even had, because you know I do have moderation on my videos and stuff, so you're not even getting the full amount of comments because I blocked most of them.
You should have took screenshots and sent it to us in Discord.
No, I didn't even want to look at it. I was like, I'm sure they were going to say something so sexist to the
Finally.
point of no return, because usually that's what they resort to.
I don't know, I mean, I love Souls games, but even I know they are not perfect, so it depends on the type of criticism, like, the way she explained it is fine. But like, if let's say somebody like, what's his name again? The Sephetic Man, if anybody knows that guy, if he started talking about Elden Ring, I would just curse that guy. I know he's fun
Finally.
in rage. But like, if you given me a analytical, clear, concise explanation why you have an issue with Souls games, then I'm willing to listen to it.
What do you
Okay,
think, guys? Should I do a different run?
Run of what?
Lies of
Advanced
Peace.
only build.
Depends on the build that you want to do this time.
Advanced only build.
I started a capacity only build.
Capacity does give you a lot
What
of
stats did you do
defense.
this time? Is it technique?
Capacity only deals with the weight of your character.
It gives you a lot of defense.
I doing an advanced only build is not gonna work. And plus, I was just trying to figure out if I would, like, once I get my trident and my shield, it's gotta work congruently. It's gotta work concurrently. Either that, or I can start my second run of this playthrough, and the second run will be for the DLC.
I am
Wait,
heavy.
what save are you gonna use for the DLC?
Maybe this one that I'm doing, that it's like, I'm only at a level 79.
Oh, that's a low even for you.
I made it through this entire game like that. And I only did one Spectre summons, and that was for the second fight of the Bad Bunny gang.
Gail was actually asking me the other day if it's like if we really don't farm. And Eliza being like, you don't need to farm.
Hold up, I got a message here from
Oh, yeah.
buyers. What do you specifically hate about Elden Ring and Sekiro? My only gripe about them is the story. They cut too much lore out of, let me see, not even fun sometimes to piece it together. Oh, because of how they tell the story.
I kind of have to agree with your view with it on that.
No, I
think
can
that's-
agree
think
with that
Elden
one
Ring,
too.
I was pissed by not having a clear, concise story.
I mean,
Didn't do
that was one of the main things in my video that I was complaining about. The one that is unlisted on here. The one I got bombarded with all of the toxic end of the Souls community spectrum was the fact that because they made such a vast world, to piece together Elden Ring's story is ridiculous. And the fact that each playthrough you have to do almost 100 hours
Ow.
to just
No,
get
that
that.
No, that is true. Because you know when I was watching those lore videos from Smotown and Bodyvidia, and then they would mention a lot. They would mention characters that we didn't find in the game, and then to say that they're apparently cut content was like, well, I mean, that's not making any sense. Why would you cut a lot of content that would probably add a lot more relevance to the story of the game?
To keep it as vague as
what-
possible.
Yeah, I was just about to say, easier said than done. Sometimes it drags it on a little bit too much.
I think my major
Depends.
problem with whatchamacallit, Elden Ring was when I realized who was the Game of Thrones author.
George
George
R.
R.
R. Martin.
I was
George
like,
R. R. Martin.
why did you include him at all?
I think they just wanted some consultation on the world, how to build a world, especially that massive with that many characters in it that you don't even really
Ow.
get involved with whatsoever. Most of them you don't even see.
It felt like a huge misstep in my opinion. I was like, wait, George R. R. Martin, the guy who can't complete Game of Thrones? Why would you do that? That seems like shooting yourself in the foot.
It is. It is kind of mandatory to watch a lore video with Elden Ring and most of From Software's stuff. I feel like it's become like
excluding Demon Souls and Sekiro though.
Yeah.
Sekiro. It was a clear, concise story. So
And even then, I still had a few issues with it.
I mean, Western
Dude,
storytelling and
You
Japanese
don't have no issues
storytelling
with Sekiro.
don't really
Stop
go in
lying to the
hand.
masses.
You know what? He's right.
No, because basically, Wolf does not give a shit about anything outside of saving Kuro. And honestly, I find the whole, like, for instance, I don't hate Genichiro. Because he's a well-written villain. Everything he does, everything he do, is to save his country, and I find that more interesting than Wolf thinking, okay, kill that guy, get Kuro, leave the country.
you know what? I'm gonna go and
Like
find
the
that
side
video.
lore, listen to me, I find the side lore of Sekiro more interesting than Wolf and Kuro.
Hmm.
With the thing with the side story of the apparitions and stuff, or Senpo Temple, the degenerate monks killing children to try and become immortal and experimenting on them, till the armored knight, he brought his son to Senpo Temple because his son is dying. But little does he know his son probably ended up as one of the experiments themselves.
I'm gonna
And
kill
Sekiro's
myself
like-
if I find this video and I put it up.
Sekiro's like,
It's gonna give me a
listen, none
headache.
of this matters as long as I get Kuro, I'm good.
Let me see.
You know, I can also.
Oh, here it
In a
is. I
way-
found it. I'm gonna make it public.
Oh,
Okay.
Like, Sekiro's got
This,
some
whoever's
interesting
watching
world building,
the
bro.
video
Really good
where
world
we're
building.
talking about why does Elden Ring annoy me so much? That was my title for it. That was my title. If you want to go watch it, I'm like, watch it, I don't know, with an open mind there. I was like really destroyed.
There are Elden Ring's fans who have been waiting their entire 6 months just to get back
Elden
at this.
Ring is great! Elden Ring is great! It's the greatest game ever created!
Why don't you agree with me?
You just can't see things the way I do.
I'm putting myself through the headache of relisting that shit. Okay, it's available.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
But it's like, when I think about it, I'm like, later on, everyone kind of, on small little tidbits of things, kind of agree.
Yes, they do.
But
Yeah, there were some
They
really
will.
good
They will
comments
find
that,
something to agree with.
that kind of yeah, there were some reasonable comments.
Hmm. And then there were others that were, there were other comments that were just flat out
Brain dead.
trolling, because, yeah, brain dead trolling and all that. And it was like, where are you coming from with all these comments? What the heck? Seriously, man.
Because when you spend like $70 to $120, you have to justify your purchase. I think that's mostly what came from it. It's like, or at least your love of the genre, right? You've been with that genre for a while, so you're like, well, if you don't disagree with me, if you don't agree with me, then I'm upset automatically.
Yeah, but listen to me, right? In life, you have to learn to criticize things. You have to learn to criticize things, right? And you have to learn to criticize, especially the things you love the most. The things you love the most, you
Switching
need to
controller.
criticize them harder. Because when you love something and it does something wrong, if you don't criticize it, that means you're afraid to call out when it does something wrong. So if you love something and it does something wrong, you'll be like, yeah, I'll give it a free pass. I don't want to criticize. No. You have to. You're gonna like something, but call bullshit out when bullshit stinks.
I think that's
it feels
what
like
happens.
A lot of Soul fans, they love From Software games, but to the point where they just don't want to say anything bad about it. I love From Software games. I call myself a From Software fanboy. I fucking hate Elden Ring bosses more than the rest of the games.
I mean, I can agree
I think
with
some of the
that.
bosses are too aggressive.
I was trying to point out something very important that a lot of people don't understand. When it comes to a creative industry, you have to be critiqued.
Ow.
But if a company becomes so inflated that they
With their
don't
ego?
that they don't see that they're doing wrong, and if you don't call them out on it, they'll continue doing it, but they'll do it worse to you.
Ubisoft.
They'll do it worse. And a lot of these criticism has to come also in-house. I'm like, the thing is, there's too many yes men. There's too many yes men. Like, they don't want to lose their job, so they don't want to... Like, I don't know what the gaming industry is like, but I know, like, when people talk about their certain industry, creative industry, it's like they feel less compelled to say something because they don't want to lose their job, they don't want to lose their opportunity. But
They don't want to say the wrong
I remember
thing.
there being a case like that. Kane and Lynch. Anybody familiar with that?
Yes.
What?
So Kane and Lynch was a series basically, and it was like there were two games. But anyways, Kane and Lynch came out, and the game had issues, but most major outlets were just saying, "Oh, the game is great. It's a wonderful game. You should buy it." One guy dared to be like, "Look, it's a nice game, but it's got this, that, and that wrong with it." Bro got fired immediately on the spot. Nobody didn't care how it looked.
That's
ridiculous.
the thing. That's the thing. If you don't have people in-house, see, in school, you're taught to have a critique group. You're literally like, everyone has to critique each other's work, including your instructor, all of that stuff. That's always been a part of the whole learning experience, is to be able to critique each other properly. Even in writing, you learn to critique each other's work, kind of give your opinion. You know, what is the strong areas, what is the areas that need to be worked on. Without it, the person is just going to make stuff, and there's not going to be any improvement. And not only that,
Yeah, because nobody tells them it's a bullshit, so they think it's a masterpiece they created in their own head.
The most important is, with all of that, is that you need additional people to ground you. Because you want to know one of my favorite like writer slash comedian slash like director, producer, all of it is Dan Aykroyd. He's the creator of Ghostbusters, by the way. Like when he wrote Ghostbusters, it wasn't even called Ghostbusters, and the original story, a lot of people talk about it with his documentary, it was so out of this world, sci-fi, like fanboy, like to the stars crazy, that a lot of his editors and people that were working with him had to ground him to change that story, to change the title so it's not so like out of this world. But there was one film he did, like they tried it, they gave him free reign to do whatever he wanted.
You're talking about this movie, aren't you?
Yeah, Nothing But Trouble.
Oh God!
It took him forever to make that, and he went way over budget, and it was out of this world. Like, it's free on Tubi right now if you guys want to watch it. It's called Nothing But Trouble. It's with Dan Aykroyd,
and it was a
Chevy
disaster.
Chase, and Demi Moore.
It was a complete disaster.
That's what happens when you let a talented, creative person fly to the stars and not be grounded. I'm like, you need people to ground you.
How do you shoot directly through the floor, sir?
So From Software, there
die.
is no one grounding them. So it's yes men. I can
mean,
tell
they
already
seem
by
like
their work.
FromSoft, I don't know if it has that problem. I think it came from. I would argue that it almost comes from outside interference. Like, I think the George
It could be
R.R. Martin
both.
thing is like weird and left field, where I'm like, I didn't like him already. Like, he's been 3 years in creative depth, or
I mean,
depth
I'm
loss.
dead. I died.
That's because he's not a professional writer. He's a strictly inspiration writer, which could be
I
hard.
think
His work is
I
good.
think he's gotten rich enough that he doesn't feel he needs to write anymore.
Well, I
It's
think
not
he's
that. He just doesn't know how to end his work.
Well, I think hasn't he been around for like, I think he's been around for like 20 years. So, and like, he
Probably
only got
more than that already.
Yeah, probably
Actually,
like
there's
20,
a
30 years.
theory.
So he only recently got like the recognition he felt he deserved, right?
Oops, wrong way.
There's a theory. Someone said that the ending in the Game of Thrones TV show is the ending he wrote, and then the fans didn't like it, and now he's in a rock and a hard place because he can't think of any other ending but that. Like,
Well-
Game of Thrones ending was
Hold up,
absolute
let's see.
garbage.
Yeah, it was trash. Nobody's gonna deny that.
So,
I've got my
Byers
reservations
mentioned
about that
something here
ending, to be
too.
honest.
Kojima is one of those directors that need to be grounded.
Oh
He's
yeah,
a great
you have
idea
to.
and
You
concept
have-
guy,
okay,
but he needs a
I don't
guy that
think-
can make his ideas work.
If anybody needed to be grounded, it was Kojima. Cause God, have you ever played Death Stranding?
Death Stranding? No.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
Nope.
It's a
Nope.
sit.
Nope.
I did.
I can't. It
It's
was
good.
unappealing.
I mean, I like it.
Kojima isn't the guy we should be letting out like a loose cannon. Let him run
No,
rampant.
you should never give Kojima those kind of reins. Like, back when PT was cool, like when he released PT, I was like, all right, I'm all for
I'm
it.
so sad that they did not finish that.
I
I'm
still
sad.
have it. Like, I still have a copy of
I mean-
PT on my PlayStation 4.
It's
Because-
just their
What?
demo.
Yeah.
It's just the
Bruh.
demo.
Bruh.
But that demo
can sell
created
a
a cult
PlayStation.
following.
You can sell a PlayStation,
Completely agree.
right? Literally, a PlayStation that has PT downloaded to it still can go for like $2-3
Are you kidding me?
grand. Do not take my word for it.
Wait,
Google
I
it.
gotta go to
Immediately
eBay real
listed.
quick.
Immediately listed.
Immediately, but I gotta give him my
No,
account.
I was watching a Luke Stefan video from that YouTuber Luke Stefan, and he's like, if he wanted to buy a PlayStation 4 with PT on it right now, he'd have to dish out a couple grand.
It-
$1 grand
Yeah.
for the lowest.
Oh man,
Jeez,
Jesus,
that's insane.
y'all! I'm gonna buy a new car
Because there's no other
got
way
a down
to
payment
get
already.
it.
Hey, is there a way you can share that copy?
Listen to me.
I don't think you can.
Man, I've been
Listen
wanting
to
to
me.
play that.
No, you can. I think you can probably copy it to a hard drive, but
Yeah, you probably
never
could.
ever delete that. Never
Yeah,
delete
no,
that.
it's still
ever.
sitting there for some reason. I was like, no, I'm not getting rid of this. As soon as they enlisted, I was like,
the
no.
moment you do, you can't
If
even
nothing
get
happens
that.
to the
Nope.
PlayStation, make sure the hard drive is safe.
No, no, no.
No jinxing.
Like,
No jinx.
no offense, like Kojima's a great creator, but he is just off the wall. Like, he's
That's
not
why he was saying he needs to be grounded a little bit.
a little
like-
bit. Somebody has to step in and tell him, hey man, we can't afford $5 billion for this 5-minute cutscene of Japanese models in skin-tight suits. For some, it's not even part of the game.
I honestly feel bad for him. And what was that other director? Patrice Desay. Because they both were making a lot of stuff, but they decided that, okay, we've milked the cow enough, let's get a new cow, or let's either give it a break for a little bit. And as soon as they decided that, both companies just fired them right off the bat.
Both companies.
Patrice Desay was the maker of Assassin's Creed, and he was like, guys, I want to stop at Assassin's Creed 4 and make something new. We've milked the cow, fired.
He should have.
What was his name again? Shit, we were just talking about him.
It's called milking the cow. That's what they're doing. Let's just
Yeah, I
milk
feel
it.
like
Just-
Resident Evil's been done a long fucking time ago.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I should have saw that
Well, yeah.
coming.
I wasn't surprised that was going to end up in the conversation
Hey.
with this.
You brought it up, not me.
I didn't bring
know.
up Resident Evil.
No, but it's just the,
It brings up itself.
the topic
It
that
wa-
it's leading to.
It was gonna come out eventually anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil could have more like offshoots and stuff, but man, they handled it so badly recently. Until the remakes. For some reason, the remakes were good. At least in my opinion. I was like, Resident Evil 4, good. Resident Evil 3,
Finally,
not so
brought
great.
him down.
RE2, okay.
Alright, come on down here, clown puppet.
But you kind of gotta wonder where these big, giant titles are gonna go after this point.
Let me see. There's a comment here. That's why the first Blade Runner movie worked. They had a idea guy and a guy to make it work. He needed that for Death Stranding. The concept is cool
Hey,
and all
welcome,
until you
Beaton. How are you
realize
doing?
you're an ups man. What? Oh, a UPS man. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I go
PS4,
again?
1
Oh,
terabyte
yeah, here we go.
with PT Silent Hill demo. $1,000.
Are you?
So that
I-
one was
I
there, 700.
Cole, you gotta be
Really?
screwing with me. Do you mean I'm holding $1,000 on my old PS4?
You know,
Lowest
everyone,
price I've- the
everyone who
lowest price
doesn't
I've
have a
seen-
copy of PT would love to have one of those, to be honest. And I got rolled
lowest
over by
price
a
I've
ball.
seen is 400, and that's bidding, not selling. Bidding.
That's
Who's gonna go higher?
ridiculous. That's just
Man,
ridiculous.
it's crazy how much money drives it.
PT Silent Demo installed on plus PS4.
Come on, you fat clown.
$800.
God damn.
I would have loved to see that finish. I don't know why they had to end that bitch.
It
It
would
would
have been
great.
so good.
Because
Like,
Yeah.
It would,
because-
yeah, it would have
It was
been,
Guillermo
yeah.
del Toro and Kojima on a project. It
Yep.
would have been a mess, but it would have been awesome.
Because Kojima
Especially
didn't want to
they
make
got
more,
Norman Reedus on that
Yeah.
game too.
What was the game again?
Norman Reedus, and then he got switched to Death Stranding. What a crazy.
Mhm.
Which is
Because
kind of
Kojima at the time of PT didn't want to make more Metal Gear Solid, so they just fired him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
all. I didn't waste any time.
I think he said back when Metal Gear Solid 5 was going on, he said that he was gonna let the
No,
younger
no,
generation
no way.
handle the development, and then that ended up him helping out to finish the well, not sort of finished, but it didn't really get finished anyway.
I mean, it sort of
70%
did. You
of
got
my
to see those. You got to see those after market clips of what he wanted it to be, the ending to be.
No, I didn't get it. I saw it on some other videos. I didn't see it on my playthrough though, but I think it only came out once before or something.
Like
I did get to watch those videos.
they're pretty good. Like you get to see a little bit of the after. It was like a Marvel after cut where you get to see where
Don't tell me
Ocelot
show me
comes
what's wrong
out,
with my car.
Yeah.
and you get to see where that storyline was going. But man, for
What the hell?
Ocelot in 5 was actually kind of cool. Like I liked it. I liked where
Yeah.
I liked where they were going with the entire series. It's a shame that he always got strapped to that same storyline, and I think he's kind of overcompensating at this point.
Mm-hmm.
At least me personally. That's just me.
Alright, I'm gonna pull the lever, and then lower this big pipe to make a bridge.
Can't wait to see what they do with Resident Evil 5 remake. I'm not saying that negatively. I really like RE5, so we got another Resident Evil fan who wants a remake of 5.
I just want to see what kind of direction they're gonna do with the with Part 9 to see if where it's gonna go.
I really like the Winter story, and I like playing as Rose in the DLC for 8.
I'm not gonna talk about the winter story, guys.
I know you hate it.
You hate it. We
No,
know.
who you have to talk about it now. Come
Wait,
on.
If
They're
who
too
ever
actiony.
did a video of him ranting about everything he hates about
He
the
totally-
Winter story, it
It's
would
not
be
Resident Evil.
45
Stop,
minutes
stop,
of
stop,
my
stop.
ramble.
No,
Stop,
listen.
stop,
If we can,
shh.
if he wait,
No, Pasquale, stop. Shh. Who?
Yeah?
Everybody petition for who to make a why Resident Evil 7 and 8 are not Resident Evil videos. I don't care if it takes him a month. I will watch it as soon as
He
it
will
drops.
do it in 1 hour, and his wife will post it.
I will watch that one too.
Actually, yes.
His wife would make it happen.
Yes, he would do the talking and she would just edit it down for. Who?
She,
You need to
she
make
probably
that.
won't even edit it down. It would be like a rage video.
we would have to have like 800 hours of footage go, like cut down to 8 minutes. And there might be a divorce proceeding before the video gets done, but you know what?
I'm sure it might be worth it.
I'm done. I can't with this.
Oh my god.
Kids might have all gotten their driver's license by then.
I love my husband, but goddamn, how much does he hate Resident Evil?
That is a perfect title, actually. Oh my goodness.
I think his video will outdo mine. Really, in terms of views and how much like it's gonna be an equal of comments there, because there's like diehard like Winters fans out there.
See, no, you just got like
He's-
guys who are like,
Hey, he's
I
a
don't
little
think
silent
girls
right now.
can play
Who-
Souls
who-
games.
We know you can hear us.
who
It's a
would
waste of
have
time.
to deal with it?
Bro, we need you to make that video A-stat. Okay? I can imagine taking clips from Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, and pointing out, you see here, this is why this is dog shit.
Called, first of all, it's called ASAP. It's an acronym. And is it
Anachronism.
an anachronism?
Acronym.
And what's the word I'm looking for?
But where did that come from?
That was.
Brain fart.
I thought it was an
ASAP,
acronym.
as soon as possible.
Acronym? Am I wrong?
Acronym.
It's an
Acronym.
acronym.
ASTAT is not a
Acronym.
thing. ASAP is the acronym. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
Yes.
Just like TLC and R&R and all that good shit.
Rest and relaxation.
Wait, do other countries
And I
have
broke the weapon.
acronyms?
Nice one.
That's actually
He can't get it out of his brain.
I'm broke. I broke my brain on that one.
Acronym. That's the new word
The
for it.
acronyms are not acronisming right now. And
I mean, could you imagine in another country you have to have more acronyms?
Okay, now you know he's doing it on purpose at this point.
I mean, I know they are, but I know they exist, but I'm like, oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. If I was drinking tea, I'd have spit that all over my TV right now.
Lucky I'm far away from my TV,
whole
but I got my laptop in front of me, so that's not
I
happening.
ain't keeping that car, bro.
So who you know what you have to do next, bro? You know what you have to do. Get to work on it as soon as you got time.
Yep. This evening. Wife edits post. Just like a full-on ramble. Just don't even think about it. Just let your anger guide the way.
Download Resident Evil 4.
Are we sure
start
that
playing,
Jade isn't a
and then
Sith?
start talking.
What? What about Jade?
Oh my.
Let your anger flow through you, who?
Pasqualo. Pasqualo. It's Pasqualo.
Okay.
Jade is your mother.
No, Jade and you are both Sith. I'm the only Jedi here. I think.
I'm neutral.
I cannot. Listen to me. I cannot be a Sith.
I told you already. He's a Sith.
You've condoned murder of an entire planet to save a child.
When? What? When?
No
did I?
You're like, you know
Right.
what? If I had Ellie, I would condone that. Isn't that somewhat accurate?
I'm only saying that Cold is a Sith because of the way he his fighting style in the Souls games.
Listen, we know that Cold is Germanically positive. Dictator positive. The ends justify the means with Cold. I'm just saying, I'm not.
Just because I agree with Injustice Superman doesn't make it bad.
You don't agree with
Okay.
any superhero characters ever.
He has an issue with Zora.
I agree with the Punisher. I agree with Daredevil on occasions.
Why am I a Sith? I want to hear this explanation.
Oh wait. Okay. Well, Jade.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite color?
Black.
What's the other favorite color?
Blue.
What's the other favorite color?
Red.
Okay. So just because her favorite color is red, then she's a Sith.
That's a poor explanation.
I mean, I'm trying my best, but I'm like, you know what? She might not kill everyone based on just a color, but she has been okay with killing an entire town, an entire group of people.
That shit is brown. That is not juice.
Because she likes
That is
a
brown.
cat.
That is very true.
Negative, bro. Negative. I don't know what you're trying to give me
if
on
you could
screen,
disagree
but
with
it's
me,
not
I'm gonna
happening.
step out for a minute. I'll be back.
Then I'll be
Okay,
fine
no
with
problem,
that.
Gail.
It's true. I will annihilate an
you
entire
scuffed up
city
the
for a
bumper,
cat.
yes. It looks bad. It looks terrible.
And I'm the bad
I'm not
one
keeping that car.
who wants to kill Ellie to save all of humanity.
I would.
Wow.
I'm
who's
perfectly
I mean,
okay with annihilating humanity.
but
I'm
I was
like, they don't
thinking about
deserve it in that world.
Like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, Ellie being murdered in, like, Last of Us would...
Makes
wouldn't-
perfect sense.
You wouldn't actually know if you were going to get the results you wanted. Like, if you, like...
It would be a necessary sacrifice.
It could be. But do you know you don't have a guaranteed result just because they autopsy a dead body? There's no way you would know that they would actually find a cure, do you?
They actually wouldn't. You need the host alive. By the
Yeah,
way.
you would actually have to like experiment on. They
I
just want
I,
to
s-
dead her.
I still maintain the cost of her life versus the potential to get a cure. Her life isn't worth it.
No, I would never. Because living in that world, I know for damn well, because of how long the apocalypse is going on, any specialist in the neuro field or any of those fields are dead already. So some of those doctors you see in the Firefly facility, they were just like, probably, what do you call that?
Pre-med
Fellowships.
students who didn't die.
Like pre-med, super young and no like substance to them. So can you imagine that? I'm like, first of all, we all know
I've
to
read the
extract
documents and listened to the
anything related
dialogue.
to cure, the host has to be alive to do that.
Even in real life, I would agree with that because I'm like, you're not gonna maintain a lot of information off of a girl you're autopsying.
Yeah, you
Which
need
is-
the cells alive.
Which is what they pointed out in the game. They're like, we're gonna kill her, like right off the bat. They were like, we're gonna dead this one, and then we're gonna like experiment on her body. So you're like, oh, wait,
You see, you know the problem with this argument
What?
that everybody seems to be overlooking. Ellie agreed to it by choice.
she didn't know what she did. Wait, hold on.
No,
did
no,
she
no, no, no,
know
no, no, no,
what she
no,
was
no, no,
going
no.
through? Because I don't think
Yes.
Joel told her.
Yes.
Because Joel
Yes.
lied to her like immediately.
No,
she
no,
was
no,
like,
no, no.
no, it's fine.
She was aware of the risk, and she chose to do it anyway. Joel made a choice for
I would
her.
never have a child who's had a hard life and she wanted to feel useful to have it work. I'm like, that's just I can the Firefly, I forgot her name, was just taking full advantage of that shit. I'm like, you know damn well any sensible mind person would know that's not gonna work.
Had to rebuild your
And
phone.
the fact that you've already lived so many
and your router? What the
years
hell's
with
going on
how
over
the
there?
world became, with them becoming so feral and actually cannibalistic and killing each other ritualistically and stuff. I'm like, in the show, it depicts it really well. That's why people complain, where are all the cordyceps zombies? I'm like, no, it's focusing on the people, because really the antagonists in the game are not so much the zombies, it's the people. The most interactions
people
you're
are the
doing
monsters,
is
not
with
the
the
actual
people.
monsters.
So yeah, most of the game, your interaction is with people. You're avoiding people like by a lot. That's the ones you're fighting
Yeah,
often.
Yeah, the people can be worse than the monsters.
I mean, it's,
I'm like, someone pointed it out in grounded mode, you can avoid all the cordyceps monsters if you want. There's only 2 in the first game that you can't avoid, and that's the
back.
bloaters.
I still maintain that Pasquale's right. The ends justify the means. Let's say killing Ellie would 100% provide an effective mass-produced cure.
There's no one to make it, and really, it just makes no sense to me.
well, we
there's
don't know
nothing to-
with 100% certainty. At least in my opinion, like from playing the game and seeing the playthrough, there's no guarantee to me that they could actually formulate a cure.
There is no way in that world you
I
can
know.
formulate a cure.
I wanna hear Jade's answer.
Okay, sorry, I was interrupting. My
Let's
bad.
say, right? It's 100% guaranteed it's
Okay,
gonna work.
yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Is
okay.
is there let's say it's gonna
Does
work,
it
right?
justify the ends to the means?
Do you
Means to the
actually
ends,
still
sorry.
have a problem with them going through it anyway?
Yep, I do.
I want to hear your explanation.
Look how feral all the people became. They've already been like that. The moment it was like given the opportunity to be that way, to where they would just be inhumane to each other, says a lot about it. I think it's just better off. And plus, that world, like I told you, there's no way to mass produce a cure and then go across the globe to try to give cures to these people that are already
Obviously,
feral.
obviously, it would take time.
And the newer generation that grew up in that
Ow.
environment is not going to even understand any of that. They're just going to know the feral way of life, which is like, I'm like, kill or be kill and survive. I'm like, obviously there was a whole entire town that went cannibalistic. So it's just like how you really look at it. Eventually things kind of just balance out and you can just survive the cordyceps monsters, but what you're trying to survive is the people, how crazy the people are and everything. So it's just like it's senseless, and there is
Yeah, but
nothing,
then
there is
it's the
nothing,
circumstances that
there is
it's the circumstances that
nothing,
led to this.
there is nothing in that world to make that cure. There is nothing left to mass produce that cure. That's why I'm seeing it from a rational standpoint. You need people to be able to make this drug and to be able to mass produce it and get it into the world. That's whole different mindsets other than the doctor. So even if they found something,
You're a little strained a little bit from what I'm meaning, because the reason why I asked that question, right, in the first place, it seems to me that from your perspective, if let's say hypothetically there was an absolute guarantee and way there were resources, right, you'd be like, nah, screw humanity, let's leave things the way they are.
but the thing is, in a real
It sounds like you've
apocalyptic
given
world,
up. It feels like you've given up on human beings.
in a real apocalyptic situation like that, there is no resources left if a lot of people
That
are already
still
dead.
hit me.
Well, I would argue
There is.
that.
I'm like,
I
even
would
in the
argue that
game, like
it's-
I'm not in the game, in the show, I was already smacking my head because there's no pharmaceuticals anymore to create these drugs. All these drugs are expired that they're using to treat people. So they have either less effectiveness or they become really poisonous to the human being. That's how certain drugs work. That's why they have the expiration date. It's like
but I
either they
would
lose their
argue-
effectiveness or they become highly poisonous to the human being.
I've worked in a pharmaceutical section, so I'm aware of that.
I would argue
So can
that,
you
okay, hold
imagine
on.
all of
Sorry.
that?
Can I just say one thing? I think
ahead.
you're working in universe. Like I never try and go out of universe for this. So we're talking about like an entire environment where it's going to kind of gonna be like, how do I say this without sounding stupid? Wait, I can't sound stupid, or I do sound stupid all the time. In universe,
Just say it.
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
you could, like, we have an entire like lab facility at the end of Last of Us 1, right? So they
Yeah.
have some measure of like maintaining that facility, right? So you could, as somebody who's watching the show or watching the video, playing the video games, you could understand that they have some measure of people who are like capable enough of generating this like solution. It might not be the best, but it's close. Right?
Man, I'm not fucking with this spider bitch.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just my personal opinion based on what I've seen in the game. I would not even decide to make that cure. Not at all.
To sacrifice one person.
Even if it could work.
Even if
Even
it
if
could
it-
work. Even if it could by a slight, like 1%, I don't know, chance. I still won't, because look of how they are. That's not going to change.
I would argue only that,
I'm
God,
dead.
did they made Last of Us 2 and they ruined the entire narrative.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't
Like-
see anything really wrong with it, though. I'm like, it's
Look at
years
this bastard
later.
hiding.
Like, I would argue that Last of Us 2 kind of went in and just, like, bulldozed their entire narrative. because it was like, oh, yeah, but we need to put a message in there, and it kind of
I don't
destroyed
really.
the entire. At least to me, like I'm not gonna say anybody has to agree with me. I thought that going from Last of Us 1 to Last of Us 2 destroyed the entire game narratively. I was like, oh, you did a bad thing, Mr. Druckmann.
I mean,
I don't really agree with that one because
Has anyone
That's-
here played Last of Us 2?
I have.
no.
Did
Not
anyone
yet.
enjoy it?
I loved it, actually. I liked the two
Really?
different perspectives. I really did. It shows how deep down Ellie was holding in that pent up rage. That's why her and Tommy, because who do you think taught her officially how to shoot like that? It had to have been Tommy. You know, and Tommy, what? Background in Special Black Ops.
Oh my god.
So
Had
it's
no
like
room to
that's
attack
why
us.
she
Oh
was
my
even
goodness.
given the role in that town to be out and about hunting. You're not given that position unless you're good at it.
I mean, I just felt like they could have done it so much better. Like, if Joel had to die, which is a big...
Yes.
Like, if Joel had to die, why did he have to die in such a degrading way? Why couldn't you have
Because
made
realistically,
it a worthy
not everybody's gonna
sacrifice?
get a hit. No.
But it's not-
I've got to counter you there. I got to
It's not
counter
The
you there because
Walking
why?
Dead, is all I'm saying. It's you don't have to just kill a person off because we needed to. Like, you could have made
Walking
his
Dead is a waste
sacrifice.
of time.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Last of Us is trying to be realistic in the sense that in the post-apocalyptic world, the monsters aren't the worst thing. It's the people, right?
Okay.
So that's the narrative they're pulling.
But it wasn't
Right.
done well.
I think it's
I
just
think everybody
we
wanted
like
Joel to have a
Joe.
heroic death.
Everybody likes
a
Joel.
heroic death.
I don't think there was anything heroic
me.
about his death, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
It's,
That's the
it's
point.
not
That's
about
the point.
it's not about a heroic. It's the consequences of his actions.
Nope.
He did.
Nope.
He could
Fuck
have
you.
died better. You know what I mean? Is all I'm saying. I guess that's what I'm kind of coming. I guess that's what I would say. Is like he really didn't sacrifice himself for Ellie. He just got unceremoniously like shunted to the side.
I mean, there used to be a punishment. I don't know what culture did this. To punish and get revenge on one person, that person would deal with about 1,000 cuts.
I mean, I think
Death by 1,000 cuts. I think it's Chinese or Japanese, but it's an Asian thing.
Joel
Yeah.
deserved to die.
Ancient China, I think.
At least personally, I think Joel deserved.
So can you
to get
imagine
that?
that?
End. But I don't think he earned
Yeah,
it
making
in
sure
their
to miss
narrative.
any.
You know what I mean?
So Abby doesn't have the right to get vengeance against Joel.
Abby should
Is that
have
what
even
you're
been a
saying?
character.
But at the end of the day, Joel killed a bunch of people, and those people have families.
Yeah, but
Did you-
Abby was
Did you not see Taken 2? Taken 3, I mean, Taken 2 or 3.
No,
one
I
of them.
haven't watched. I don't watch that many movies, but I'm like, I don't think.
Basically, the plot of that movie, one of them, right? After the first movie, the main character went around, shooting people, beating people, to get back his daughter who was going to be sold into prostitution slavery. Well, next movie, those nameless grunts he killed, their parents are some serious people, and they came ready for revenge. I think it makes sense.
It does.
You never know
but
any random person you kill, you don't know who you're messing with.
I think I mean I can't disagree with you, but at the same time,
Well,
like,
I mean,
well,
They didn't know who they were messing with either because last
Yeah,
time
so
I checked,
it's
he ended
like,
up
hey,
on
man.
top.
so I
He
couldn't-
ended up on top.
I can't disagree with it, but at the same time, I think if a character has to die, a character that you spend like 60 to 80 hours with needs a justification at that point. And like
But
when you
it-
unceremoniously
I-
like knock him out of the ring, where it's like this guy that we played for like a long time just gets knocked out, and the first like what?
With all
20
due
hours?
respect, he's right.
And
Like-
I had to agree too.
Like he
'Cause-
needed a death that he deserved, and it should have been
Yeah.
for sacrificing himself for Ellie. It should have been that.
That would have been so cliche. It would have been disappointing.
But
to me.
it wouldn't have been cliche. It would have been a trope. It's something
There-
that has to happen for that character.
If to get Ellie to be on the same blood ramp page, they had to do that because otherwise there
Yeah, to
wouldn't
make you
be
hate
any
Abby,
reason.
they had to do that.
But nobody likes Abby is the problem. Is nobody can
Why do you
justify
think they didn't like Abby?
because
That's the point.
I mean, honestly, nobody wanted Abby except Druckmann. I'm gonna throw it out there, and nobody's gonna like that opinion, but
Neil Druckmann.
nobody likes Neil
Bisquaddle.
Druckmann.
But Squaddle,
Okay.
in a world like that, do you think I would be a likable character from a third-person perspective?
Can you fire a gun?
Yes.
Can you start a fire on your own?
Yes.
Then yes, we would like you as a character. That's my point.
But, you know, with my mentality, you know, my
But
personality, my mentality in that
At the
world.
end of the world, do you think I'm gonna be worried about your sexuality? Is my question. I guess
It's not
like
the
I
sexuality.
don't care.
It's my way of
Okay.
thoughts. The fact that I would actually.
Oh, what happened
I'll
to
be like,
Gail?
I would
Yeah,
not
I think
argue.
it's network connection issues.
I would not argue against anything at the end of the world because I'm like,
What?
can you fire a gun? We're good. I don't care.
Oh my god.
But it's just like I'm the
So you're
person
just saying that
who
Abby
would
is a
not.
bad character.
She's a bad
I would-
character. I'm
dying
sorry.
to
I'm so
not-
sorry. Like to
In
anyone
that
who
world, I would probably get revenge too. But I'm like, I would make it more personal. I wouldn't bring a whole crew with me. But it's like, it just depends on how you look at it. I'm like, I'm over here saying I would sacrifice the world and not even give them a cure.
and you could have that, but at the same time, I'm like, wait, none of the other stuff makes sense narratively.
Neil Druckmann didn't really put
Huh?
too much. He didn't clarify the details too much of
What?
this world.
Yeah, he was not doing a good job at that
I told
either.
him to put the remote back up
I
here
don't.
on
I didn't
my
even
desk
like
when
that
was finished with it. He
he
didn't put it back.
consulted with the show because
Oh,
you know
you
that
don't get
scene
nothing.
with Bill.
You get nothing.
I'm like, obviously the guy did not do any just do research on ODing, which I don't want to talk about really, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, you have
And you
to
don't
have.
you don't get a nice peaceful death with ODing.
You
don't.
have to have
It's-
some information when it comes to these certain things. Like, I feel like what they
Yeah,
did
you have to
is
do your research.
they just didn't research
The
it. They
fact
just
you know
wanted to
the
put
time
forth a
frame-
message. And it was like, oh, yeah, but even people who have to deal with that don't understand what you're telling them.
But it's just so ridiculous because it's like I told you before, like, you know, prescriptions and all these medications, they expire. They lose either what they do or they become highly poisonous. But, like, it's just like, yo, trying to give the two gay characters a peaceful death. I'm like, no, they probably woke up in the midst of it, started convulsing, started vomiting everywhere, all that stuff. That is not a peaceful death.
No, it's
I understand the sentiment of what they were trying to do with that, but I'm like, it doesn't end that way.
it misses the
Excuse me?
point, is what I would say. I'm like, you're missing the point of these things. Like, if you're
I'm like,
gonna try and bring like gay relationships into it or something like that, anything that I don't understand as a person, I'm like, wait, but none of that makes sense if you think about it for like 12 seconds. Which
I don't like that it's not, the characters are good, but the fact I'm like,
they're working
why
on
did
a
you-
script that doesn't work that well, is what I would say.
I was like, why did they have to kill him off that way? I understand they were trying to go for this romance thing, but it makes no dang sense what they did with that. Okay, this is how I would have wrote that scene, okay? Yeah, I would have done the whole...
Gail says he's gonna call it because of he's having network issues right now.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright, let me finish my train of thought with this. Let's see. How I would do that scene better. Yeah, I would do the whole drug thing, you know, so my partner would go to sleep. What was this Bill's partner's name again? I forgot.
I have no idea. We're gonna call him Joe.
So yeah, I will cook the last meal for him, and he wants to go, so of course I agree on it. I give him the wine with the drugs in it to put him to sleep, so he can at least be unaware, unconscious, and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I would probably take him to the bedroom, let him fall asleep, and then I would put a pillow over his head, take my sidearm, and beep, like that. And then I'll go bury him, and then I would off myself. There you go. That's how I would end it. But I would do it more dramatic, like sitting in a chair somewhere, like just looking at your sidearm, and then do it. I would give my partner the burial, and I'll sacrifice myself of not being buried.
Which is
And
fine.
just stink up the place.
I mean, it's fine, but it's way better than what they gave us.
Because I actually think about those things. I try to be a little bit more realistic as possible with it.
Y'all don't fucking let me jump down here.
And actually, that's a scene I have to do for one of my stories, by the way.
Like, I just think it's weird that, like, we as viewers of any random show or video game can come up with better reasons to kill off a character than the people who are paid millions of dollars to do so.
They only think about how much can we melt the heart. There's so many better ways to melt the heart and do it properly. Let me read my comments here. Let's see. There should be an option, depending on who you agreed with Last of Us Part 2, that you can choose Ellie or Abby. You can kill the other one depending on who you choose.
Listen, I'm always going to pick Abby. Nobody liked Abby. Who in their right mind?
I liked Abby.
Neil Druckmann liked Abby. But I
like Abby.
We're like 99% certain that Druckmann just likes
He's just
buff
pretending
girls.
Jade hasn't spoken anything whatsoever.
Like,
He's just not acknowledging what comes out of her mouth whatsoever.
Like,
Abby becomes like the new Joel, really.
Abby is not new Joel. Like,
He is shady, do like the worst thing known to man possible.
I mean, he's horrible.
And then ends up taking care of a kid, putting a kid under her wing.
He wasn't.
And
Okay, he didn't start out horrible. Like, he was just a guy who lost his kid, and then he.
But he did a bunch of horrible things along the way.
Yeah, but what would you do if you'd lost your child, like at the beginning of the apocalypse?
Don't even put myself in that world.
Okay.
I don't want to think of it.
Say-
I would be
okay,
a diabolical
Let me
human
say
being
it-
in that world.
Let me say it in a different way. Hold on, Colt, I'll let you speak.
wait.
Let you speak, and like,
Alright.
but for me personally, like if I
Please.
lost my child at the beginning of apocalypse, and the beginning of the apocalypse, I'd be a mess. Like I couldn't actually justify any of my actions past that point because I'm like, I
That's the
lost
whole
my kid,
point.
my wife, everything's gone to hell. So I wouldn't justify a lot of my actions. We can see where Joel is coming from as a character because he's lost that much. But Abby is just like, hey, you killed this one dude.
Her dad.
Her dad. And she's like Ellie, she grew up in that world. She doesn't have anybody.
Yeah, so you would naturally
Joel killed her
defend.
dad.
Yeah, but
Wait,
he was one
so what's
random
so what's the
dude.
difference?
Wait,
What's
what?
what's the difference then?
Hold on.
Joel lost his daughter. Look how he turned out. Abby lost her dad. Look how she turned out. What's the difference?
Well, I don't know how many like testosterone she's been able to inject. That's the problem. Is
I
'cause
don't really care about her buffness. I can ignore that.
you can't ignore her buffness when you understand that like you have to inject things to get that buff. Like that chick is on something.
Have you met a black woman before?
Okay. I am half black. Yes.
I know that.
I understand where you're coming from on that, but
Have
I'm like,
you met a black woman bodybuilder? She is one that's natural.
no, there are no natty. Okay, I'm not gonna say there are no natty, but I'm like, yeah, if you got to get that big, you're probably injecting something. And
But
that's
she's not that big, though.
She's kind of huge. I'm sorry. Like, she's big.
She's not that big.
She's big.
It just seems like it. It's
she not
fat
only
and
has
muscle.
She not only
I
has
wouldn't say big, but the level of her muscles
is huge.
does kind of seem unnormal.
It's
for a woman.
unnatural for a post-apocalyptic world where we're trying to say that, like, you could not have a medical
Enough
facility.
and protein.
You could not have enough medical facilities to support this.
I get what he means. Like, in the world of Last of Us, there's no way
Like, there's
Abby should be getting enough
no way she's
food and
gonna be
protein in her
jacked up that hard.
diet to be that jacked. Okay, I can understand
I don't
that.
know. Maybe because I'm a woman and I've been exposed to a lot of women. I've seen all shapes and sizes.
No. It's not the shape
I
and
didn't
size.
see Abby is that big.
No, it's not the shape and size.
They unnaturally proportioned her, is what I would argue. Is like
He's basically saying, right? Man or woman, it should be hella difficult to get that jacked in the world of Last of Us, because where are you going to be getting the food to support, those kind of muscles?
Not even just the
Is that
food. Like, she's actually, you could, like, if Joe Rogan
that's
looked
how I
at
understand
Abby,
what you were saying.
You're kind of getting on the same, like, line with me, but, like, she would actually be having to use, like, some, like, creatine or something to get that big. Like, even unnaturally, like, you'd be like, okay, well,
oh my goodness,
Abby's stealing all of the creatine and the whey protein, because we can't justify how big she look.
I think right about now.
Just not
He's a
enough
much
exposure,
softer-
bro.
He's a much softer version of who hates Resident Evil. Well, this is what Squaddle hates Abby.
I don't hate Abby. I think it was an unjustified character. You could have had just another Ellie who was just pissed off and was like, you killed my dad. Why did we have to have, like, jacked Ellie?
I didn't see her as being that jack, though. I've seen women more jack than she is.
And do they use whey
When
protein?
you compare
let's look
them...
this up. Let's look this up. Because I never played the game.
Oh, it's...
Okay.
Who are you?
Even
look it up to get a
even
fresh
in the
perspective.
last scene where they have her look deconditioned from being deprived, that was a pretty accurate look.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm not gonna...
bro. I'm sorry. Shorty Buffett and Wesker in Resident Evil, bro.
Okay.
I'm not jacking it, bro.
Okay. So I'm not
Oh, my
saying
goodness.
I'm not saying I won, but I'm saying that there are supporting voices.
Shorty is buffer than
She's
Wesker.
big. She's big. Okay. Like, you can't justify that for no reason. Like,
Her
that was a
arm
narrative
is the
thing.
size of my leg.
Arm is the size.
Hi, Gail. How you doing? I'm just saying, like, you have to
That's some
have...
big ass legs, yo.
She's
Oh my
big.
God.
She's thick. She's thicker than me, and I can't handle that. I'm like,
But
oh no.
Squaddle, I'm thicker than you.
No, you're
Like,
not. Okay, wait.
I am
I'm not.
thick.
I'm not throwing out comparisons. Okay, I shouldn't say that, but I weigh like 100. I weigh like 180 pounds at 5'6". So I'm pretty sure that we're close.
I haven't
We
weighed
are
myself
almost
in
exact same height,
forever.
exact same weight, I guess.
So I'm not. I'm not
I haven't
think
weighed
I was close to
myself in a
100.
long
I'm just
time.
like, but if I saw a woman walk up to me that thick, I'd be like, all right. Also, why is your nose more masculine than me?
I'm like, I've seen women shorter than me more jacked than I am. Like under like 5'5", like 5 feet, and I'm like, how? I'm like, look at them. That's why I was like, genetically, we're all built differently. It's
Yeah,
just
but
like,
you can tell
it's just
that
like-
they. But it's a video game, so you can kind of tell when they added something, right? Like you.
I don't even know which which actor model they used for her.
I don't know
anyway.
either. She'd be kind of cool, but I don't understand why they did it.
Because the actress who plays what's her face, Ellie's love interest, whatever, like she looks
Dana?
like she looks like the actress in real life, the game character.
Do
There's
we
not
have
much
any
of a
evidence that
difference.
Abby is like not who she looks like? Because I would drop this argument if because Abby looks like full on like Colossus.
He's not letting it go.
I'll let it go. Fine.
I don't know.
Fine,
You
who-
kind of have to look on which actor
I'll let it
that
go.
they used for her.
It's only because I like fighting Jade, because we always will agree to disagree at some point. So
Oh yeah, that's a gift.
but at the same time, I'm like, whoa, Abby's kind of a big girl. Like
I like Abby.
Abby could set me up on top of a goddamn counter and be like, you sit there, and I'd be like, okay.
She probably could do that. A real version of that.
Oh my goodness.
I've had women throw
in
me over
layman's
their
terms,
shoulders.
she
I'm
would
a
give it
big
to him.
woman. I'm heavy.
She basically Abby has okay. Let's see.
Abby's a unit, okay? Let's not mince words. Abby is a
Shorty's
unit.
buffer than Wesker, bro.
Okay.
She's borderline Chris in Resident Evil 5.
She could punch a boulder.
I'm just saying.
Doing
I'm not-
my research, right? Abby's face, her looks, she's based off two different people.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Jocelyn Mattel. Jocelyn Mattel is her face. Pretty, okay, she's pretty, looks attractive.
But then they did
But
it
her
again.
her
They're
body
doing it
is based
again,
off
though.
of Colleen Fostek.
And that's not.
Yeah, she's buff as Abby because Colleen Fostek is a swimmer, so I can understand her having big arms.
And that's nothing.
Nah.
There's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, when you put those two faces together,
Now-
or when you put that
now
together,
what?
it's like, you're kind of like, it feels like you're lying to your audience.
Yeah, Colleen Fostek is buffer than I am, by far.
It's a
By
lot of muscle and
Holy-
fat.
Like, and it's fine to
No,
be a
she's
muscular
all
woman.
muscle.
Nobody-
This woman has a 4-pack.
Let me tell
No,
you.
but when I look at Abby, I'm like, I see like a mix of muscle with fat. Like I see her as like almost like a fat cross bodybuilder.
I'm.
Hey, let's just say the woman does 50 push-ups every day, and call it even.
All right. Well, just yeah.
I mean,
all.
Abby's exercise routine is actually in the game.
I mean, she
Someone
plays a
found
lot
it.
of golf, apparently.
When she was a kid, yeah.
I mean, she could definitely knock Joel out the park.
She played it as a kid. Actually, I think in the game they showed her she was playing with the golf club when her dad gets killed. She was doing something.
I mean, Joel killed her father.
Which is
Killed all the
fine.
doctors in the room, and the point of the beginning is that what Joel did in the previous game it comes back to him later on.
He should, and it should. Like, narratively, Joel should die. Do I
You
agree?
guys should clip the whole Abby muscle talk. It's funny. One of us is gonna do it later. Someone is enjoying the Abby talk.
I just think it wasn't earned. That's all I'm saying. I think that's the only thing I would assert is like, man, you really didn't earn it.
Oh
At
my
least
goodness.
from an
That
outside
Firefly
perspective.
facility is pretty like well stocked with like exercise machines. It's like pretty much everything is open. You can get the best machines.
But did we actually earn it narratively? Is what I'm asking, or at least
I don't know.
yeah.
There's a lot of hiccups with the story.
I mean, no narrative is perfect, so.
Let me see. I'm having issues.
Ooh.
Ah, I'm fighting Romeo. Let's
Beat
go,
his
baby.
ass. Beat his
Go,
ass.
let's
Gail
Beat
says
his ass.
Cold will be dreaming of Abby's muscles tonight.
Yep.
I ain't got a problem with that.
Oh God! You're gonna be trapped in between them legs all day long,
She can
son.
crush his head like a nutcracker, that's for sure.
I mean, she's still got a vagina anyway, so I ain't got a problem with that.
Oh my God!
So it doesn't really matter.
Cold
gotta love
secretly
him.
Neil Druckmann.
What? Listen to me. Just because I discriminate less than you, Pasquale doesn't mean I'm Neil Druckmann.
I don't
There's
discriminate.
a whole fetish for muscle women, just so you know. There's a fetish. It's no lie,
I don't know why. I don't know why that made me laugh right now.
but it's the truth.
I didn't say you were lying. I just said I
Jade
don't know
will
why that
look
made me
up
laugh
those
right now.
fetishes right now. We'll all have to know.
They literally make cartoons of it. It's shit hilarious.
Hey, I like muscle girls just the same as everyone else, but when you strap that weird head onto like a male body, I'm like, no, that's not what I
Well,
want.
they are two. Listen, she's modeled after two different characters, so maybe that's why it doesn't work out for you.
I think it doesn't work on just based on that. It's like, no, that's
Oh,
definitely
I used the wrong one.
weird. Like, you can have a muscle woman.
I keep
It's
missing
like,
it.
Why did they make her look so weird,
No
though?
wonder I'm doing bad. I don't even have my armor on me. That sucks. Oy.
Also, everybody knows Joel deserved better.
You're just sad about Joel.
Everybody's sad about Joel. Who
No,
is
I'm
not?
not. I never was. I never
You
Your
was.
don't-
justification for hating Abby with how she looks is like Joel. It's rooted in Joel.
Not entirely in Joel. I think her character design was bad. I think the narrative was poorly, like, executed.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Like, if you could have made just another Ellie,
God
and
damn
like
it.
he could have come in and been like, or she could have come in and just been like, yeah, you killed my dad. I'm gonna fuck you up, and nobody would have argued at any point in time.
It's a bad run.
I don't know. It's just like I didn't have an issue with it. I thought it was a very good soul driver to get like Ellie to be as sadistic as she is in the game.
I think it's
Because
fine.
I'm afraid of Ellie. Ellie is like someone to be really afraid of. That
Yeah.
girl is crazy.
Wouldn't you agree though that means that like you
What?
kind of like step down Ellie to make Abby a better character? Like, because Ellie was already formidable. She'd been trained by like Joel for years, right? So
And Tommy.
yeah, so wouldn't that make it's kind of like knocking the legs out of another character, right? Just to kind of get your narrative across, I would think.
I have quartz I didn't use. Let me
whatever.
use my quartz.
Oh my goodness, I'm finally done with this fort.
Neil Druckmann just wants to write the stories the way he does. He thinks about what is the most dramatic thing I can do to these characters and make it work. I feel like that's his mindset, which is hilarious.
I don't know. I guess I can agree with that, but it also feels like he just wants to hobnob with Hollywood. So he doesn't really care as long as he can mark some tick boxes off. I'm like, oh, you don't really care about your characters that you made.
I mean, obviously I kill my characters off a lot. I put them through suffering.
Yeah, but you like
That's
those characters.
crazy.
I love them.
Exactly. So, but it's different when it's like, hey, if I can get like more money for doing this. I mean, we already seen what's the name of that new Naughty Dog Studios masterpiece they're coming out with.
God damn.
Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet.
Yeah. Anybody excited about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet?
I hardly even know a thing about the game, other than its name, and that the fans are not receiving it well.
So I'm just, there's those small things where I'm like, oh yeah, but
It
nobody's
only makes me
excited about
want to just go back and play Life is Strange.
You played Life is Strange?
I played the first episode. I didn't expect to enjoy it so much. Honestly.
It's not
So
a
I
Naughty
wanna
Dog
eventually.
game, though.
It's
is
not
it?
Naughty Dog, but you get the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
I want to go play Life is Strange when I think about their newest game. Just try to send another arrow behind me. I dare you. I triple double dog dare you.
Wait, are you talking to me?
So,
No, not you.
I feel like the playthrough number 2 in Liza P is like how it was in the first playthrough. With the health
Pre-patch?
bars. Yeah, pre-patch, I feel like that's how the bosses are. Like, the health bar is,
Okay.
like, massive. So that's why who else is like, this is actually hard.
Bro, it is.
It's not that hard. I didn't
I
buy
mean,
entry
it's
costs
a
that
challenge for, it's hard for him because of the,
I want to see Cole do it.
oh, that's funny.
bad. With vigor only, I might be just fine.
Okay. No capacity, sir. So you can't
No
put on no
capacity.
defense, nothing. yeah. Think about it. Think about your choice. Because everything is like 1 to 2 hits, you're dead.
Well, since you're giving me the choice, I take that back.
Wait, guys,
you're
is
given
there
the
another
choice,
Naughty Dog
no.
game coming out?
Intergalactic.
I have no idea. I have
Oh.
no idea.
Naughty dog.
I'm not
Been a
too
while
big
since
of
I
a fan
heard
of Naughty
that.
Dog.
There's only a real
I
difficulty
own
spike,
Uncharted
and that's between
4,
new
and I
game
haven't
and
even
gameplay.
played it.
Apparently,
Well,
it's
I'm
like
lying.
this
I did play
cyberpunk
it.
thriller, and it looks like it'd be cool as long as Neil Druckmann wasn't in charge of it, which is really sad.
You don't want Neil Druckmann to be in charge of anything at this point.
No, because I want somebody who actually wants to make a good video game to be in charge.
But he's
I'm
like,
so sorry.
he's just the writer of it, so...
Well, I think he's just a director. I don't think he actually has writing titles.
No, he wrote it, I
Hey.
think.
Oh
That's what he
God,
said.
never mind. No, I don't want him to do that then. I'm sorry.
I thought that's why, people don't like him. They don't like his writing.
Well, it's because he likes busty, muscly women. I'm sorry. I
Well,
don't.
that's a fetish. I told you.
Yeah, you shouldn't put your fetish in video games.
Look,
Oh
look
my
it up.
goodness.
Look it up. It's a fetish, yo. There's literally
Yeah,
people.
it's a fetish, just like MILFs.
Just like.
Just
What?
like MILFs.
Oh yeah. Okay.
MILFs.
But you shouldn't make a whole video game, a multi-billion-dollar video game, or a multi-million-dollar video game out of your fetish.
You don't really know what his motivation was.
I'm starting to get a sense, you know how Guillermo, or not Guillermo.
Have you lived with Neil Druckmann?
No, but
Neil
I've
Druckmann
watched.
neighbors?
is
I've
very.
watched enough Quentin Tarantino movies to
Very
know he has a
smart.
foot fetish. So should I? Everybody know it's like a meme. You're like, we know that Quentin
This man's
Tarantino likes
answers,
women's
I've watched
feet.
enough Quentin. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. At some point, I'm like, boy, you're just putting in what you want.
I have to admit, writers and artists have every right to put their fetish in there as long as it's a healthy fetish.
At the sacrifice of storytelling, though.
I mean, you do it through the
Just
character.
then just don't play it or don't watch it.
But if you wanna make a successful thing, then you would not exclude your audience.
Depends
right?
on.
I don't know about you,
Depends.
Pisquaddle, but I find muscular women very sexy.
That's
I
fine.
can't hate. I can't hate on it.
So you're saying
I'm
like
perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with Abby's build. I think she's just more of a fatty, like muscular build. But yo,
I mean that's fine,
Oh,
but
let's see.
doesn't
she fatty.
but it's not a success. It doesn't make a successful video game, does it?
Well, you just don't like the story too much. It's not even the
Well,
character.
to
You
be
just don't like
fair-
that she killed Joel. Her fatty muscular
hated,
ass
by the
killed
way.
Joel.
Who I hated, by the way.
Okay. I'll admit I might be going too far. If I need to drop this subject, it's fine.
God damn it.
I just don't
my
agree with the way that like Last of Us 2 came out. I don't agree with Neil Druckmann, but if like you're like no, stop, shut up, I'll be fine with that.
I wonder if you.
We
I
can
wanna try
agree to
to break
disagree
his
on
weapon.
this one.
There's probably a 2-hour video essay about how feet in Quentin Tarantino's movies are integral in the plot. Quentin Tarantino is like, no, I can't. He's such a perv.
And I can't wait. So Neil Druckmann's
So
not a
that's what-
perv, but
Well,
Quentin Tarantino
is
is
where she draw the line.
is I'm a little questioning. I'm like, wait, aren't they both just pervs then?
They're pervs in their own way, but it's just like, all right. I draw the line on pervs, okay?
Okay,
At least,
so
at least his perviness is muscular women, which I can agree with. But Quentin Tarantino's fetishes
Bias.
are a bit.
Jake,
bias.
that's a little hypocritical. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Oh my
okay as long
goodness.
as this fetish aligns with mine.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
Fetishes,
say.
man. I'm like, I'm an ally as long as we align on it.
I'm an ally as long as you're not talking about those dirty feet. But if you want muscular women in the movie or your video game, we're good.
make it the way you make it sound. I'm like, yep. I guess I'm gonna have to agree to that.
You kind of have to at this point.
Yep.
It's fine. I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying, well,
Yeah, we
The
gotta tell it
amount
how
of
it is.
disclaimer this guy has to use for YouTube is crazy.
Which YouTuber?
I said the amount of disclaimers this guy has to use for YouTube is crazy.
Which one? Who?
Okay, you didn't get it.
Nope, I'm lost for words at
you
this
got to
point.
stop saying "who" as a disclaimer because we're gonna get him in trouble.
Let's see. Gail says he thinks I haven't been looking at comments. He thinks Joel's death was way more brutal than it was supposed to be.
The brutality of
Okay.
death.
I'm just saying he should have died. Just it should have been a better death.
I don't think he needed a hero's death.
Not a hero's death, but he needed something that mattered more.
That would be a hero's death.
No, just it's hard to describe. It's like, I would rather you not get smacked in the head with a golf club.
Miyazaki must have a masochistic fetish. I said that in the video. It's like he's a masochist. Well, he's the sadist. We're the masochists. No.
Yeah, he does put us in poison swamps all the time. He's even admitted to it.
Yeah, he admits he just wants to make the hardest game possible.
No, not really. He said he's not. The point isn't to make the hard game possible. It's rather to make your victories feel satisfying by making you overcome adversity. Basically, his philosophy is you can't really appreciate something if you don't put in blood, sweat, and tears for it. And apparently that is putting blood, sweat, and tears every minute of every second while you play the game.
He's sadistic. He has He's a
Oh
sadist.
my god.
I know his childhood affected the storytelling because as a kid he couldn't afford books and he couldn't understand English too well, so part of the books he read was he couldn't understand them.
I wonder what
Oh
books
my-
those were.
You know, I'm curious to know that as well.
I would
What
almost.
books inspired his sadistic mind?
He must have read Arthurian tales at least at some point. Like I would say, King Arthur was one.
I just realized I have to talk to Papa G. I mean, we've been talking for a good while now. We've had some good conversations here. We have
like
an
Abby,
hour.
Like Abby is a terrible character.
Abby
That's a
is
full hour essay.
not necessarily a bad character, just a badly realized character. Abby could have been a better character.
Meaning that the character she has now is not good.
No. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Fine.
I feel it translates to a
she's
bad
not
character.
a great bad. She's not a great character.
She could have been a better character.
She could have been a better character, like that Terminator
I
5.
like her character. I think she has a really good redemption arc going for her, especially with taking the kid under her wing.
I couldn't say that
Okay.
she's necessarily terrible. I would say that she could have been better realized.
No one's gonna realize her with how everyone complains about her muscles and how ugly she looks.